One of the biggest problems HR managers face is sourcing of talent, right? In our previous videos, we have taught you how using the correct methods of sourcing talent can give you the right candidates to apply for you. And we've shown you various methods by which you can do this. Now comes the next question. You have the pool of talent available, but how do you choose the right candidate? Hi, I'm Nidhi, and in this video, we're going to understand how you can choose the right candidate from the big pool of talent you have by using psychometric assessments. One of our students is now earning 1,000 US dollars per client by using these psychometric assessments, and he already has 6 clients. So he has already made 6,000 US dollars by making these customized psychometric assessments for the client. See, most companies end up using tests, but these tests are very generic. Now think about it, right? A trait that is needed for a person in finance is of course going to vary from the traits required for a person in marketing, tech, or even operations. So how can we use generic tests which basically test functionality for every single role? Those tests do not work. So even if you're using a Myers-Briggs for your organization, it's not going to work. You need a customized test for that specific role. Now, to be able to go ahead and customize a test for a specific role, you need to understand first what are the traits that are required for that particular skill set. And I'm not talking about traits which are exchangeable or transferable. These are traits which are core to a personality. For example, a salesperson should have traits like, they're not taking a no personally, or they have convincing power, they are people's persons. This is something that is core to a salesperson. But if we look at somebody who's into operations, we want somebody who can manage people, who can manage tasks, analytical thinking, logical reasoning. So these traits are going to differ. I'm talking about these non transferable traits. We need to identify this first. And if you're not able to identify this, just go ahead and ask AI about it. Claude will help you out. Now you can see on my screen, this is just simply what you need to write, right? What are the top natural abilities that predict that a person is going to be phenomenally good at sales? This is something that just helps me analyze the traits that are important to that specific role. And you can just hit go, understand what are the traits. It's generating that for me. See? Okay. So it's talking about emotional intelligence, genuine curiosity, high energy, enthusiasm. Okay, can you explain these in a simple way, in a way that anyone can understand? So let's just break it down. Why not simplify things? Reading people, caring about others, lots of energy, being okay with maybe, wanting to win, being a good storyteller. So, this is the first step right here that I'm able to identify what specific traits are required in a person who's going to be hired for sales, right? Now, if you see, I have just gone ahead and put this down for a team training, right? This is exactly something that I picked up, and we've just broken down sales. I say that this is exactly what Claude gave to me, and I've just put this down in a PPT format. So it talked about communication, product knowledge. This is something that we put here. And if you see, I've put down that this is something that is teachable, right? It is a transferable skill, and you can, of course, train the person for that. But for example, active listening, problem solving, resilience, these are core traits that a person needs. If you see the key inside, it reflects, we've written this down, that it's often easier to teach product knowledge than to unteach bad habits. So this is the first step in identification. Before even going ahead with creating all of the tests, we need to understand what traits is it that are core to us, and we will go ahead and modify the test according to these traits. So we've done this, right? Now comes the very easy part. We've identified what traits I want. Let's say that I'm really hiring somebody in sales. So I'm just going to go ahead and put a screenshot of this. I'm just going to take a screenshot. And based on the screenshot, let's go back to Claude and I will upload the screenshot. In fact, let's just open up a new chat. Let's do that. I'm going to open up a new chat. I'm going to upload the screenshot that we just took. These are just the traits that a salesperson should have. I'm going to say, I want to recruit for my sales team. My company's website is, I'm just going to put the website so that it gets an idea of who we are and what we are doing. I'm going to say, I want you to create an assessment test based on the screenshot attached. This should be a pre-screening test that should contain all essential sales skills and should be done in an MCQ format. Administration. Say, I am hiring people who might not know my company or even have a sales background. Okay, so just put out all the details in your prompt. Can you create a 2-hour long MCQ test that is detailed and elaborate as well? Okay, so this is my prompt right here, and I'm just going to hit go. Okay, so you can see it's creating the test right here. So section 8 is testing communication skills, something that was there in my screenshot. Let me show that screenshot to you. So this was the PPT right here. If you see, communication is the first thing that we asked. Communication is present. When presenting value proposition to a potential client, what is the most effective approach? Okay. Which of the following best demonstrates clear articulation in sales communication? So good questions around communication. I think they've drafted 20 questions. So 30 minutes for this. Let's move on. Section B, it's still drafting active listening and understanding customer needs. So what is the primary goal of active listening in sales? Perfect. All of these options are given in MCQ format. Moving on, it's just creating. Good questions, right? This will help you analyze the person really, really effectively because these are breaking down every single trait that you need for the role. Section C, problem solving and connecting to solutions. Okay. Section D being created, so resilience and handling rejections. All of the traits that I mentioned in the screenshot, nothing more to do. Identify the traits, put it up in a screenshot, and just ask it in this kind of prompt. Give a reference to your website as well. Still creating questions. Perfect. And I think this is the last question about product knowledge and technical understanding. This is something that's transferable as well, trainable. You can, of course, go ahead, train your candidate about your products. And you see the answer key is also being generated. Coding guide is given, evaluation notes are also given. Okay, now let's say I want to create an evaluation guide for this as well. That could be my step number 2. We do have the test ready. So I'm just going to ask it, can you create an evaluation guide for this as well? Let's just see what it's creating because I will have to hand this over. There will be multiple tests that will be happening. You can just go ahead, delegate this to somebody, and they can use the guide and see what people are scoring. In fact, we can just go one step ahead and ask AI to evaluate this based on the guide and the answer key. That could be amazing. Okay, so now it is drafting the artifact. It's creating an evaluation guide. Perfect. Section wise, why it matters, what is the interpretation of the score. So you can see, let's go through section number 1, right? If you see what this section measures, the ability to articulate value propositions, adaptive communication, professional presentation skills, and email and written effectiveness. Score interpretation. So what if they score below 12 points? There are communication challenges. But what if they score 18 to 20 points? They are natural communicators. So we can get an analysis based on the scores that they are getting into which category they fit, right? What are the key indicators to watch? Let's say, what is a red flag right here? So if they score below 12, there is a fundamental communication issue. But if they score even above 17, they have natural presentation ability. So section wise, what the scores mean and how to interpret these scores and how to evaluate the candidate based on the scores, we can get this done also. Now, there is a third thing that we can also do one step ahead. Now, I will have a large pool of talent as well, right? And I will be communicating to them that there is a psychometric assessment that they need to go through. And we have the evaluation guide for ourselves. But why not go one step ahead and give them a preparation guide as well so that they can prepare in the manner that we are going to ask all of these questions and just hand this out in the webinar or training that you're going to conduct or just send it to them via email. So let's go ahead and give that prompt and complete all our steps. So this is my prompt. I want my candidates to come for this prepared. I want to give them training guide before they take the test. Can you help me create an HTML visualized guide? I want it to be presentable, neat looking, to be sent a week before the test, and that the candidates can use and prepare for it. Okay, perfect. It is drafting the sales skill training guide. Okay. Don't worry, after all of this is done, you're going to get a beautiful preparation guide. Perfect. Do you see? Just one prompt, and now we have a sales skill training guide. Prepare for your assessment at 10seconds.co.in. Welcome to your sales journey. So, the date of the assessment is given, the format, the duration. What are we going to assess? We're going to assess communication skills, and these are the concepts. It has gone ahead and even done an example scenario, given some tips as well for this section. Amazing. Active listening is going to be tested. Then, we're going to check problem solving, resilience, and product knowledge. Perfect. So Claude has gone ahead and given some reference to the company as well, that what is it that the company does, and they are customer centric, growth focused, they have digital solutions. 7 day prep schedule has also been generated. Amazing. So what is it that the candidate can do to really prepare well for the assessment test? Amazing. Day 1 to day 7. You're ready to succeed. If you have any questions, reach out. Amazing. So you can just use this, send it across to your candidates a week prior. You already have the psychometric assessment specific to the role that you're hiring. You have an evaluation guide. Once these tests are done, you can go ahead and understand what parameters fit with what candidate. The evaluation guide is with you. So interpret it in that way and find the right candidate. How amazing is this? And I did not need any customized software, or I do not need any experience in coding to generate this test. Simple prompts using AI, and you can have custom made tests, something that our students have already been doing. Well, what if you could create such kind of customized tests for every single role that you're hiring for? And you saw that it took me less than 10 to 15 minutes to create a custom test for one single role, right? Go ahead, generate a custom tests for every single role and use it for your hiring so that you can have the right fit for the role in your organization. And you don't have to pay any money for this. This is all free, right? In fact, we can go a step ahead. And if you don't want to do this, you can go and ask your company CEO, CXOs, what is it that they expect from the candidate? Write down those traits, use those traits to generate custom tests. And if not, just go ahead and see what companies in the world are doing, how are they hiring successful people, and what traits do those specific hires have. You can do some research on your own, do some research in your organization as well, ask questions, use AI, and generate these amazing specific psychometric assessment tests. Now, just imagine, right? There are two HRs. The first one is using generic tools. Clients are refusing to pay high fees, and this leads to average success. But if you are in category number two, who is administering customized assessment tests for specific job descriptions, and you're using AI to identify traits, just answer who is the one who's going to be more successful. And if you do this, you're going to create irreplaceable value in your organization. There could be 50 more such things that you could be doing with such kind of tests. And every HR professional is ultimately going to adapt to this approach. It just matters who does this first, because if you are the first one who takes the chance, you're going to be miles ahead of all the other people doing generic things. Don't do that. The choice is definitely yours. If you start early, you're going to get massive advantage. Well, if you want to learn more about this and understand how you can use AI to your advantage, what kind of opportunities are present for HR professionals in India, in MNCs outside India, and how you can tap on remote opportunities using all of the skill sets that we teach you, you should definitely come and attend our 3-day online live bootcamp. It's happening on 12th, 13th, and 14th of July, 2025. It's a live bootcamp. We will teach you tremendous skills that will be career changing for you, definitely. So don't miss it. There are no recordings available. It's a live only event, 3 days, 9 hours. I'm Nidhi signing off, and I will definitely see you there. Bye bye.